Performance fans can thank the Impreza Compact as the car that launched the Subaru WRX and WRX STI performance cars for the Japanese automaker. They can also thank New Zealand for hosting the World Rally Championship, where 24 years ago this month, in 1993, Colin McRae, Subaru and Prodrive, secured their debut wins in the World Rally Championship at Rally New Zealand. It paved the way for the new Impreza, which debuted at the next event. The legendary Colin McRae, 2 years later, in 1995, clinched a double title to win the Drivers' and Manufacturers' Championship in the Impreza, and Subaru went on to win 3 consecutive world titles in 1996 and 1997. Subaru then launched their first performance car in 1998, the premium limited Impreza 22B STI version. They followed that with the first S model, Impreza S201 STI. Also in New Zealand, Kenneth Eriksson and Stefan Parmander in August 1997, won Rally New Zealand in the Impreza. It was the first time a World Rally car won this event. Subaru Technica International, STI, Subaru's new motorsports partner, ambitiously launched more special Subaru cars, and releases the Impreza S203 followed by the Tuned by STI series, paving the way for the TS series, Tuned by STI. Next comes the R series that had a sportier hard-edged style, and STI continued to transfer their motorsport knowledge and technology into the new Subaru production sports cars. Subaru decided it needs a production performance car and launches the Impreza WRX, World Rally Experimental, the name given to the car that came out of the collaboration between the Prodrive British racing team and Subaru in the 1990s. The all-new 2002 Impreza WRX was one of the hottest cars on the automotive scene when it arrived in 2001 in the US. There were approximately 2,000 WRXs sold in the first 2 weeks of its release in the US, and it was off to the races for the performance car's success. It was such a hot ticket, Subaru began shipping almost all Japanese factory WRXs to the US during June, July and August 2001. Subaru shipped the first Impreza WRX STI performance model with the 2.5-liter 305-horsepower turbo engine and the big wing, to America in late 2003 as a 2004 model, and the WRX STI craze was on. With the launch of the 4th generation 2015 WRX STI, Subaru dropped the Impreza nameplate from the STI, and the new model distances itself from the Impreza line. Today, STI's involvement with Subaru grows and gives performance enthusiasts the continually evolving 2018 Subaru WRX STI high-performance sedan. Performance fans can thank the late Colin McRae, the Impreza Compact, Prodrive and New Zealand for the Performance Tune STI. The Performance Tune 2018 WRX STI is still an iconic rally-bred machine today. Look for the 5th generation 2020 Subaru WRX STI to get even more upgrades. Stay tuned. Using cameras to help park your vehicle has long been a feature of many modern cars, but could a camera adequately replace your rear-view mirror? Very possibly, especially if you're looking to buy a Nissan Armada. For the first time on any Nissan vehicle, the Armada Platinum models will include a standard intelligent rear-view mirror. The IRVM uses a high-resolution camera to send images that your rear-view mirror would normally show you, onto an LCD monitor where your mirror would previously have been. So what's the difference? Well, Nissan believe the benefits are numerous, with better visibility in low light conditions, reduced glare and an expanded field of view, all helping improve your driving experience. The camera is also designed to negate the danger of bulky cargo and other obstacles getting in the way of your view. The full-size family Adventure Armada features 8-passenger seating, while Nissan say Armada owners will benefit from its underpinnings as a strong, durable and authentic full-size SUV with ruggedness to spare. And if you're a fan of the traditional mirror instead of the IRVM, a switch on the bottom of the mirror allows the driver to use either the new technology or the old. A lightly revised 2018 Nissan 370Z has been revealed this week for overseas markets, bringing minor styling changes and a new clutch for manual versions. Changes to the coupe's exterior include black door handles and a new rear bumper fascia, while the head and tail lights get a new dark tint, previously exclusive to the Nismo variant. Other upgrades include new 19-inch alloy wheels, and a new red metallic exterior paint option. Meanwhile, manual versions of the 370Z get a new high-performance clutch from performance brand Exetti, which the company says perfects the downshift, thus reducing driver pedal effort. The 370Z's powertrain remains the same. A 3.7-liter naturally aspirated V6 lives under the bonnet, producing 245 kilowatts of power and 363 Nm of torque. Drive is sent to the rear wheels via a 6-speed manual or 7-speed automatic with paddle shifters. However, the flagship 370Z Nismo goes without the 2018 model year upgrades. Nissan's local arm is unable to confirm if and when we will see the upgraded 370Z range in Australia at this stage. However, it would be logical to assume similar upgrades will be applied to Australian models in the near future. The announcement of this update comes just days after the Australian launch of the 370Z Nismo, which has been on sale overseas for a number of years.
On September 5 in the US, Nissan Motor Company will pull the cover off the 2018 Leaf, its first production vehicle that will steer and stop by itself, at least every once in a while. This week, Nissan loaded its version of this hot take onto some of its SUVs and brought them to New York for a test drive, the perfect place to put a new phase of autonomous technology through its paces. Driving in Manhattan requires a modicum of zen, something most New Yorkers don't have, at least not when they're in a car. Anything to help commuters tune out a little, to tick up the chill a few notches, is helpful for everyone traveling along the city's congested arteries. That's precisely what Nissan's new system, dubbed ProPilot Assist, is supposed to do. When activated by the push of a button and the setting of cruise control speed, it keeps the car in the center of a lane, steering through corners. At the same time, it maintains a safe distance to the vehicle ahead and will brake all the way to a stop, the default state of most Big Apple drives. It even resumes driving without a prompt, provided that the automobile has only been still for less than 3 seconds. Basically, we're focused on fatigue reduction, explained Andy Christensen, senior manager of Nissan's Intelligent Transportation Systems research. This suite of robot pilots is not, Christensen insisted, a self-driving system. The steering wheel senses feedback, not touch. If there isn't evidence of any physical tug, ProPilot escalates a series of warnings, including audio chimes and brake checks. Eventually, the vehicle will turn on its hazard lights and come to a stop mid-lane. Given that humans are now able to land space-scraping rockets back on the ground as if they were lawn darts, the new Leaf isn't exactly Vanguard stuff. Plenty of vehicles on the market do what Nissan's new system offers, if you can afford them, that is. The Leaf, however, is intended to fill the autonomous capabilities gap that exists for machines that cost less than $40,000 or so. What Nissan's driving robots deliver is a passable impression of a Mercedes-Benz, or an Audi, Tesla, or Volvo. Passable, though, is the key word. Nissan's package isn't infallible. For one thing, it requires clear lane markers on each side to steer properly. On our 40-minute jaunt from Midtown Manhattan to its northern peak, painted lines were sporadic and the system often simply shut off, signaling its snooze with a chime. Meanwhile, it's designed to steer only up to a certain level of aggressiveness, the parameters set by forces of gravity. Coming into a series of twists a little bit hot, the robots couldn't keep us centered, even though the car was still plenty capable. We're trying to make it accessible and attainable. The problem is that the sensors and cameras that allow for a more seamless autonomous drive tend to be expensive, and thus remain squarely in the realm of luxury cars. Nissan's ProPilot uses just one camera to read the lane margins and one radar unit to measure distance to the vehicle in front. We're trying to make it accessible and attainable, said Brittany Tesmer, senior engineer on the project. In the gray area between analog driving and full autonomy, Nissan's new system represents a very light shade, which to me is the biggest drawback for it and all the other systems like it. It's only a mild iteration beyond adaptive cruise control, which comes standard on 25% of current vehicles, and lane departure warnings, which are available in 1/3, according to Edmunds.com. When the driver is alert, the nanny steering and braking can be annoying, particularly if one likes to drift toward the inside of sweeping highway curves. If the driver isn't alert, it's even more grating. To be sure, that needling is necessary, but I've found myself wondering more than once, is this an autonomous step too small to be worth taking? Why not just wait to roll out something more fully cooked? There are always going to be people who just want to get in and wake up in their driveway, Tesmer said of the desire for full autonomy. Until the technology gets there, they don't want it. What the ProPilot seems suited for, most directly, is the smartphone. With one hand on the wheel, a driver can easily toggle through emails or watch Fast and Furious flicks. The system may not be self-driving, but in that case the driver certainly won't be either.